Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Online. Have something a little special for you tonight. We have two youngsters with us, all the way from the USA. We have with us first
Destiny.
and
Keshaun.
right. So Destiny, how old are you?
17.
And how old are you?
9.
Great. So where are you from, Destiny?
Originally from Illinois, but I moved to Texas when I was 12.
Great. And Keshaun?
I'm from Normal in Illinois, and now I live in Bloomington, Illinois.
Fantastic. So you're both from America, right?
Yes.
So we got that right. Great. So let's talk about the fact that now you are in Worthing. USA has come from the USA to Worthing, in West Sussex. Talk to us about your experience since being in Worthing. You've been here, what, 2 weeks almost now?
Yes.
So, Destiny, your experience of Worthing first and foremost.
Okay. I like it. The hardest thing to adjust to was the time difference because here it's 6 hours ahead. So the first few days I was up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning trying to adjust to the time. And then also how they drive on the other side and how when we're like in America, their driving is opposite because I'm used to people driving on one side and then here they drive on the opposite. The food is also different, especially like the beef and hamburgers and all that. The fish here is really good, and the ketchup also tastes different. And I found that they do not have ranch. That is very hard to find, and also maple syrup is very hard to find. Overall, though, the food is not bad. I can get used to it. The houses, I feel like they're smaller and more closely packed together, whereas in America and more so Texas, the houses are bigger and there's more land and more space, but here everything's all tight and compressed.
Okay. The people.
The people they're nice for the most part. Sometimes you run into a few that are kind of rude, and it's also getting used to the accents because I'm used to hearing American accents everywhere I go, and then I come here and everyone talks with a British accent, and the language that they use is also different. I don't know, they just sound really smart sometimes when they're talking and their word choice.
Mr. Keshaun.
The food is good here. Just like she said, I had to get used to the time difference. And the weird part is about, like, in America they call fries, and here they call fries chips. And it's also, sometimes it can get confusing because when you're, like, I went to France, and then when people are trying to talk to you, you can't understand them because they're speaking a whole different language. So I just had to get used to it. And my experience here has been fun. Some people are kind of rude, but my grandma, she's been nice to me, and the rest of the people that are here, they've been pretty good to me, and I've just been having fun when I was here.
Okay, how have you found travel? You've seen London. What were your thoughts on London?
I like it. It's very pretty. London is a lot of people, really busy. It reminds me of New York City. Where I feel like it has more people. London has more people, and lots of people walk, and there's also lots of public transportation. Like I feel like I saw more buses and cabs than I did actual cars. So I like that part, that there's public transportation. And yeah, there's lots of shopping centers, lots of food places. So yeah, it was pretty nice. Lots of sights to see.
What are your thoughts on our London Underground, seeing Buckingham Palace, Madame Tussauds?
The London Underground, that was pretty nice. The trains got a little hot sometimes. And it was a lot of running around trying to make it to the next train, trying to get to the next platform, up and down escalators, like running through the little stations. But overall, it was a good experience. The Madame Tussauds, I really liked that. It was lots of wax figures, and most of them looked pretty real. And the Buckingham Palace, that was good as well. Overall, it's just a building, and it's just good to take lots of pictures and it's just good to say that, oh, I've been there. We didn't go inside, just stood outside, took pictures, looked around, and then I think we saw like police, and we saw somebody exit the building. So yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
When you came from America to the UK, what were your expectations, or did you have no expectations?
I really didn't have any expectations. I didn't know what to think, just because it's my first time out the country. So I didn't know what to expect or what to think. But when I came, it was nice. People are nice. I think what shocked me the most was how everything is so close together.
Keshaun, how have you found London, Madame Tussauds? You talked a lot about the food. You enjoy the food for sure. Talk to us about London, the Underground, Madame Tussauds, Buckingham Palace, and the things you saw.
Up around London, it was pretty nice. You can see like a lot of people, and the store signs, they were like really big, so you know where you're going. Madame Tussauds, it was pretty fun. My favorite people were Martin Luther King Jr. and Michael Jackson. And my funniest one was Donald Trump when his hair was messed up. And then Buckingham Palace, it was kind of boring to me, because all you could do is stand outside and take pictures. And the underground, it was pretty fun, running up and down escalators, going on the trains, taking a elevator, walking up the steps, and that's all, and it was pretty fun.
Talk to us about your trip to France. How was that for you?
France was pretty fun. Going on ferry boat, it was good, fun. The food was good, and it was pretty hard. I had to learn French, and we had a hotel. It was pretty nice, and the food wasn't really that different from London. We found pasta. We found a McDonald's, Subway, and when we came back, we were invited to eat at my grandma's friend's house, and she cooked African food. There was rice, pasta, chicken, fish, and dessert, and it was pretty good.
Her name's Mammy, and she's from the Gambia. So how did you find the culture from, again, you've seen you've got the American culture, you've got the UK culture, the British culture, and then you've seen the French culture, and now you've seen the Gambian culture. What did you think of the Gambian food?
It was good. It kind of tastes like American food, and it was just like different because the fish had a lot of bones. The chicken had like some greenish color on the outside. The desserts, they tasted like regular desserts from anywhere. And the pasta, it was just really good to me. And the rice was pretty good to me. And it just tastes like rice that you can get from like a Chinese place or a
Jollof rice.
yeah, or a buffet or something like that.
Okay, Destiny.
The food was pretty good in mommy's house. I didn't know what to expect, but the chicken, I actually really enjoyed the chicken. The fish, that was good as well. And the rice and pasta was also pretty good. And then the desserts, those were good as well. I had a lemon bar type of dessert. Lemon drizzle. It was really good. It was good. I enjoyed that. And then she brought out fruit. The fruit was pretty good, just grapes, raspberries, blackberries, bananas. She kept bringing out food. Nobody ever fed me that much, but she kept bringing out food, and I wasn't mad about it because I like to eat. But it was good.
So the culture, because you've seen the culture obviously coming from America, the American culture. Then you've come here and seen the UK culture, and particularly my mannerisms being from the UK. And then you've got UK stroke Caribbean, and then you've had the French culture, and then you've had now the Gambian culture. So you've seen different cultures. Can you see differences between the cultures?
Yes, American culture is very different. They're starting with the food mostly, and then how everything's busy, but it's also laid back. And then in British England culture, Their food is good as well. They have, like the McDonald's or Subway, some of the Americanized foods that we have. They also have, but they also have stuff that we cannot get, like fish and chips. You really don't see that on American menus sometimes, but it's not common. As like here, a common item is fish and chips, so that's good. The French culture, the French food was pretty good though. Over there, it was hard to understand what anyone was saying because no one really spoke English. They all spoke French, which none of us spoke French, so it was hard to communicate. But it was also a lesson to try to do language barriers. And then the Gambian culture, I enjoyed that when seeing their home and talking about how they went to the mosque and just seeing who they pray to, who we pray to. And their food was good. I enjoyed the food. I would eat it again.
Okay. So let's talk a bit about Worthing. I love Worthing. Let's talk about Worthing. How have you found living or staying in Worthing for the last almost 2 weeks? What have you liked? What have you not liked about Worthing? Talked about it.
I enjoy Worthing. I enjoy how everything is so close. Like there's lots where we're staying particularly. There's lots of restaurants, shopping places, grocery stores, souvenir places. There's a beach right, like 2-minute walk, and there was also a carnival. So I really enjoyed that, being close to everything and walking distance. We've also walked a lot here and done a lot of public transportation. What else? Worthing, it's nice. It's bigger than you think, but it's big enough. Whereas you don't have to go to London to do stuff, you can still do things here. Like they have bowling, they have a movie theater, they have bingo. So they still have stuff to do, and there's markets. Oh, that's another thing. So today there was a market with fresh fruit, breads, clothes, shoes, just people selling their different items, trying to make money. So that was neat that you can go outside and just buy fruit or whatever you'd like, and it's right outside your door. You don't even have to go anywhere far.
Great. What about the fun fair?
Oh yeah, there was also a fun fair. That was pretty good. It had some nice rides. It had just the basic turning rides, the ones that flip up in the air. We rode mostly all of them except the baby rides, but there's also bumper cars, and they had nice food. We had ice cream. The ice cream was really good actually, and it wasn't that expensive. So overall, the fair, it was a fun, nice thing to do that's close by, and it'll give us something to do during the day.
Keshaun, Worthing.
Worthing is pretty fun. It's a lot of coffee places here. Like you can walk outside, and there can be a phone place right by your door, and there's a hair place right next to us. And all the activities you can do are like bowling, bingo, the fun fair. And at the fun fair, we went, I think, yesterday. And we did bumper cars, arcade, a ride, and we got ice cream. And when you go on the bumper cars, it would really be hard because, like, when you're trying to go straight, it'll like turn you left or go backwards, and it was just pretty fun. And it's a good experience to come out here because I'm a 9-year-old kid, and not many of them get to come out to across the country to come see a part of England.
So overall, to wrap up your whole journey, you go tomorrow. What's the thing you take away from the UK?
Just being thankful that we got to come here and enjoy it, and seeing how they live over here versus how we live in America, and just their culture and their dialogue was also something pretty shocking. But I think it was a really good experience, and I would most definitely come back. I really enjoyed it.
It was fun. And just like she said, it was different from how people live in America. And if I could take something home, it would probably be fish and chips or rice and pasta.
Keshaun, you love to eat, but so do you as well, Destiny. I really don't want to open this conversation up I'm going to open a conversation up because everybody's talking about it. Fortnite. Everybody I talk to, from at the cricket ground to online, Fortnite. What is so special about Fortnite? Because I can't stand that game. But tell me, what is so special about it, Keshaun?
It's fun. You can always have something to do, and you can become better at the game. And it's fun, and it's fun.
What makes it so fun, Keshaun? It's like I see a guy. All I see is this person running over hills, then mountains, and building a house when there's a thunderstorm. Like, what? I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Because you can die, you can get headshots. It's technically just like Call of Duty or like other shooting games. It's not really that hard. You just gotta learn and learn and learn and learn.
Yeah, but this is maybe the biggest game in the world, bigger than Call of Duty. It's like the biggest game. Every kid. It's because it's free. Is it because it's free? Because I'm wondering now. This game, everyone's playing. It's because it's free, innit? Be honest. That's what it's about. It's free. If you had to pay for it, do you think it would still be a big game?
No.
Oh, so that's what it is. And like, what do you think of this thing where you can talk to people and see them on the camera? Does that mean as a young boy you're less likely to go outside and play with your mates when you can play with them inside on the camera and listen to them speak to you?
To me, no. I don't do that. I go outside and play with my friends, play basketball, but other people, they will just stay in the house. If like the friends come knock on the door, they will go answer and be like, "Nope, I'm not coming outside. Gotta play Fortnite."
Why do you think that is?
'Cause they're obsessed.
And why are you not obsessed then? Is it because you've got friends?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk a bit about as well these dances that you're doing, Keshaun. No, I don't want you demonstrating them, but can you talk to me about where you got these dances from? I'm intrigued.
I got them from Fortnite.
They're Fortnite dances. I thought of YouTube.
Well, some of them are on YouTube, but mostly more popular for Fortnite.
What's your favorite? No, okay, don't do it. But just what is the favorite one?
The Orange Justice.
I saw one today. Somebody showed me a dance move today at the cricket ground. And it says "Take the L."
I can do it. It's not that hard.
Can you just? You don't have to stand up to do it, do you?
No.
Okay, show me.
It's just like a Pennywise dance and you put an L on your head.
Say that again.
It's like, if you know Pennywise, the dancing clown, it's just like his signature dance and you just put an L on your head with your right hand.
What do you make of this Fortnite thing, Destiny?
I honestly do not see the hype about it. I've tried playing Fortnite on Xbox, on a PS4. I downloaded it on my phone just to try the mobile version, but it is not that fun. I'm not good at it. So I stopped playing and deleted the app.
Bravo. I totally agree with you. Power. Yes. Okay, let's talk about, obviously you're from America. I'm going to mention DT, Donald Trump. There are people in the UK that somehow feel that if you're American, automatically you agree with Donald Trump. Can you talk to me about your opinion of Donald Trump or how you view Donald Trump?
I do not think he is a good fit for president, just specifically because he is racist. He has made jokes about disabled people, and he's trying to deport people's children. And he's basically going back on everything Obama said, just to go back on it, just so it's something Obama didn't do. And he goes golfing a lot, so I feel like he's not a good president. I don't know how he won, why he won, but somehow he did. And hopefully in 2020, the next election, he will not win, because people realize what they did when they allowed him to be elected.
I want to hear what you got to say, Keshaun. What you said is amazing, Destiny, but hear what you've got to say now, Keshaun.
I can say this in 5 words: orange, politics, annoying, rude, and racist.
Wow, sound like something out of The Simpsons.
Nope. Straight out the brain.
That sound like something like Bart Simpson would say.
No, not today.
Some would say, well, of course you're going to support Obama because he's black. That's the first thing people will say. Of course you're going to support him. He's black. You're black. Is that what it is? Or is it more than that?
Some of it is because he's black, just because he's the first black president. But that's not everything. You know, I feel like he's done a lot for the country.
Give me an example of that, because people say, well, he was black, he didn't do anything for me.
I know for one, he stopped Osama bin Laden, and that was something everybody was trying to do. The 9/11 terrorist attack person, he stopped him, got him killed. So that was a good thing. I know he put in DACA, so I wonder if that's something about immigration and how kids can't be taken away. I know there's other things.
Of course there's other things.
But
sure
I cannot think of them.
But it's cool. But at least you know some things.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Keshaun.
It's not just saying that like you can only support him because you're also African American and he is too. There's other African Americans that saved the world, like Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and there's more people. The list goes on and on. So you cannot just say it's Barack Obama because just because he's recent doesn't mean he's the only person in the world that did it.
Black on black crime, the police shootings. How does that affect you as a young person walking around in America, or does it affect you?
Black on black crime. I don't think that black people should be killing other black people, period. You don't need to be killing anybody at all. And then what was the other part?
The police.
Oh yeah, police brutality. I don't like that at all, because it seems like black people can't do anything without getting shot at, killed, harassed. You can't sell lemonade. You can't go to the pool. You can't sell CDs. You can't drive in your car. You can't really do anything. And it's not just black people. It's also other minorities. But in the news, you hear mostly about the black people. And it can be scary just because when I see like how my friends would get pulled over, I would get concerned. Or what if I got pulled over? Or just seeing police, you can think, oh, they might try to stop me and talk to me just because of my skin color.
Keshaun?
Like she said, I just don't want none of this to happen. It should become a law. It's too much of it.
So, moving forward, will there be change in America? And if so, will people of color get the justice they deserve, or will this just be crying in deaf ears?
I think there could be change, starting with my generation. How, for example, the Parkland shooting, after that school shooting happened, the students stood up and wanted change, so they were all on the news. They're still being talked about, and they're trying to get change. So I feel like if we put that same energy towards police brutality and other minority issues, then something could be done about it.
There probably will be change after Donald Trump does not get elected.
Wow. In closing, the whole experience, what would you tell a young person in America about the importance of travel to other countries and seeing different cultures?
Pack light. Well, maybe it depends how long you're staying. If you're staying for 2 weeks like I did, maybe pack enough for 8 days, because you can always wash your clothes and you're probably going to go shopping. Also, save your money. Work as much as you can before you leave so you can have as much money as you need when you come, because the American dollar is cheaper here than in London. Like a pound is worth more than an American dollar. So when exchanging all my money, I've ended up with less, and that's why I'm broke now. And also pack less, because I packed way too many clothes. I packed enough probably for more than 2 weeks, and I didn't even wear all the clothes that I packed. And now I'm going back and I have to stuff some of the clothes I bought, like sweatshirts, jumpers, pants, shirts, shoes. I bought a new pair of shoes and I have to stuff all that back into my suitcase, plus the other 14 outfits I've packed. So pack light, but don't pack too much. And bring a lot of money, because you're going to need it if you want to do touring, public transportation, food, because you're going to want to try the food here. So bring lots of money and pack light.
Keshaun.
Don't be like me. I packed about 180 clothes and only wore like 50 of them. And pack a lot of shoes. You have 100 different outfits, but only wear one pair of shoes. No, never. Never do that again.
And the final thing, before you go, talking to everybody here on BWTM Online, a message to those people out there that are watching you today. If you want them to follow you, they can follow you on your Instagram or your Facebook or wherever you are. Or if not, then you can just tell them goodbye.
If you'd like, you can add me on Snapchat at Destiny John. Destiny regularly spelled Destiny, John John, and that's all. Or Twitter, Destiny J.
You're on Twitter. You ain't got me. You don't follow me. You're on Twitter. She's not following me on Twitter. She's not on Twitter. She hasn't got into it. Oh wait, we'll have to have words after.
My Twitter is DestinyJ03, and I have Facebook and Instagram, but I'm not on there as much. So those are the main two sites I'm on.
Go follow me on Instagram at Keshaun24, and if you follow me, I might give you a shout out.
That's it. This is Destiny and Keshaun. Thank you so much for watching both Destiny and Keshaun. We love their contribution and we look forward to speaking to them again. This is me, IJ, from BWTM Online. Thanks for watching. Take care.